Is it fallout from the Trump effect? Republican Mark Sanford of South Carolina now asking himself that exact question.
The longtime politician lost his bid to seek re-election after Trump tweeted support for Sanford's opponent. WSAV's Joanne Merrigan is here tonight with our top story.
That's right, Tina. A lot of people certainly are talking about this around the country. Mark Sanford has been in South Carolina politics since 1994, so the loss could certainly have something to do with him. But it also seemed to be a referendum on loyalty to President Donald Trump, and in that case, Sanford failed.
Because a lot of people would come up to me over the course of this campaign, they say, you for or against Trump?
As Mark Sanford acknowledged his loss to State Representative Katie Arrington, he also talked about what some speculate was a three-candidate race. Tuesday afternoon, President Trump had tweeted that Sanford had not been helpful in the Make America Great agenda. Wednesday morning, Trump tweeted again, taking credit for Sanford's defeat.
So it was interesting in his tweet, said I didn't support whatever. If you look at my votes, I fully supported the agenda.
Sanford said he had supported the Trump agenda when it coincided with his own conservative values. In some cases, like offshore oil drilling, he had disagreed with the White House, saying people in his own district didn't want it.
I think it's important you listen to that local voice. It's what I've always tried to do. And again, that's not necessarily a political message that's selling these days. It may have cost me an election in this case, but I stand by every one of those decisions to disagree with the president.
While it was mostly politics for Sanford, he did call out Trump last year for bad behavior, saying Trump always seemed to make discourse worse, not better.
The fact that, you've got the top guy saying, well, I wish I could hit you in the face.
Sanford, of course, had his own issues with behavior. As governor, he survived the scandal of an affair and came back to serve in Congress in 2013. Now he worries that fiscal principles no longer guide the Republican Party.
It's a reminder of the inflection point that we're at in American politics.
And in what seems to have been a parting shot to Trump in terms of the loyalty test, Sanford quoted the South Carolina Republican Party pledge.
We are a nation of laws and not men. It is part of the creed that I believe in as a Republican that I am indeed to cower before my God, but before no man.
Well, last night was Sanford's first loss in his political career. Katie Arrington won the primary with just over 50% of the vote. She said it's time for a change away from career politicians, a message similar to that of the president. Joanne Merrigan, WSAV News 3.